Hey you guys, it's Kristen and welcome back to the Gold Project. Today I am going to talk about decluttering. Now it is a new year, which means in my brain I'm all about purging and decluttering. Even though I do that throughout the year, it seems like a new year gives me a fresh start and pushes me even further to declutter more. So I know that I've been told over the years, how do you start? How do you start decluttering? I've got so much stuff that I need to go through and clean out. Where do you start? So I thought I would share some videos, if you find this interesting, about things to get rid of now. Basically a starting point for your decluttering movement or process. So I have written down 10 things that I myself will be decluttering first in 2018. So we're going to start small and then we can go big. So if this is a top video that you would be interested in seeing, I can do additional videos in the future. But I thought we would start with 10 things, 10 easy things that you can declutter and get rid of now. So we're going to get right on into it. And the first one is expired coupons. Now, I can tell you, in my office, I have a little folder on my mail system that says coupons. I guarantee you, when I go through here, I probably have some that are marked October through December. And y'all, I may even have some from summer because I will get coupons in the mail. I will put them in this little organizer and then I will just forget about them. And then I have a little random hair floating around on my face. Excuse me. So I will put them in this little organizer and then I will forget about them. So the first thing that you need to do is go through all of your coupons, get rid of the ones that you are not going to use or the ones that are expired. And I guarantee you that will be quite a few if you're anything like me. The second thing that you can get rid of now is old receipts. Now, I'm going to tell you, my mom keeps receipts for every single thing. I bet if I was to ask her right now, she could probably go back to 2010 and tell me what I purchased in March of that year. I am not like that. What I do is I've got two spots for receipts. I've got a folder in my mail system that's labeled receipts. So that is for anything that, let's say I get a box in from Target, I will pull everything out of the box. I will put the receipt in that mail organizer. So it's basically a temporary holding spot. And then from time to time, it's probably every couple of months, I will pull out my receipt accordion file, and this is just a black accordion file that I got from Walmart, and I will go through there. First thing before putting anything in there, I will go through each file, and it's alphabetical. Go through each file by store name. So if it has a Walmart receipt, it will be placed in the W's. I will go through every one, find the receipts where I've already used the items, and I'm not going to be returning them, and I will shred them. And then I will take the receipts from my folder. I will go through them. Anything that I think I need long term or that I have not used yet will go in the permanent file. Anything else, let's say that I got a shirt from Target. I've already wore the shirt. I shred it. I do not keep an extended amount of receipts. So these are the two places I keep my receipts. If I've used it, I get rid of it. So number 2 is receipts. Number 3 is expired food. And you guys, this can include spices. I cannot tell you how many times I go through my refrigerator and through my pantry and through my spices and realize somehow one little pesky jar slipped on through there when I cleaned it out the last time. So this you need to do, I try to do this at least every 6 months. Go through and get rid of any expired food and basically anything that I'm not going to eat. Maybe I bought a jar of, some kind of sweet relish or something that I'm not ever going to use again. because I got it for this one recipe. I made the recipe, my family didn't like it, and now I have a jar of sweet wet relish in my refrigerator that I'm not going to eat. So, any expired food, spices, and anything that you don't think that you're ever going to eat again, get rid of it. And this is a great time to mention this. I do not throw away glass and plastic and all of that. Anything that can be recycled, I will recycle. We have, when our trash people come around, they also come around and they pick up this blue bin full of our recycling things. So every week we put together, y'all, right now we have 3 trash bags full. So I'm going to have to find out where the dumping place is for the recycling things, because I need to go ahead and make a trip myself. But every week we put together a blue tub full of stuff to recycle. So if you have plastics and glass and all of that, make sure you recycle it. Don't just put it in the trash. Staying with the expired category, let's talk about expired medication. This is a good time to go through all of your medication. And you guys, there's no telling how many households never go through their medication. You need to make sure that you don't have any expired medication, or if it is expired, look it up and see how long the active ingredients stay active in that medication, because you don't want to take any medication that could harm you if it stays in your cabinet for an extended amount of time. So make sure that you take this time to go through all of your medications. Number 5 is, and y'all, I'm looking to the side because here's my little notebook. Number 5 is unwanted or empty beauty items. We all have them. Those beauty items that sit in our cabinet at the very back of the cabinet thinking, oh, I've got one more use on that shampoo. Even though I really didn't like it, I'm going to keep it. And then it sits there for years and years and years and it never gets used. So pull everything out of your cabinets, in your bathroom, or wherever you keep them. Go through all of the items. Decide if they're hairsprays or shampoos or anything like that that you really want. If you don't want them, get rid of them. If you haven't used them, maybe give them to a friend. Maybe give them to a family member that would love to have them. But you don't need to keep unwanted and empty beauty items because it just clutters up your space. Number 6 is one that gets me every single time, and I have a whole stack that I'm going to have to get rid of, and that is makeup samples and freebies. You order something from Ulta, you order something from Sephora, and they send you a nice amount of the little sample packets. And then I tell myself, oh, I'm going to keep that because I'm going to try that. And then guess what? I never try it, and it just sits and it accumulates until I have a whole little container full of samples that never get used. So if you're anything like me, you need to go through your makeup stash and get rid of those samples that you know you don't need and that you're not going to use. Number 7 is magazines. And you guys, this is something that I have been doing lately. I used to collect magazines in college. So my husband and I have moved around to several houses with big tubs of magazines. And I finally told myself, why am I keeping these magazines? I don't look at them. I don't refer to them. I don't even know what magazines I have in this tub. So, and you guys, normally anything, if it's a picture of something that I'm keeping the magazine for, it's probably on the internet. So why am I keeping all of these magazines? So I've started going through all of the tubs and purging them. I will put them in my recycling bin for the next week's trash. So if you're like me and you have all these magazines, go through them and get rid of the ones that don't bring you joy and that you aren't using on a daily basis. Number 8 is mismatched and old socks. I have to do this probably every 6 months. I try to go through mine and my kids' socks, because somehow I don't know if the dryer eats them or if they just get little feet and they walk off, but somehow you always have at least one mismatched sock in your drawer. So, and you know, I saw several ways on the internet that you could reuse these socks. One, if you have just a random sock, you could use it as your dusting rag. I mean, how genius is that? To stick your hand in the sock and dust around, and it keeps all of the nasty stuff from getting all over your hand. Also, I saw someone, I don't know if it was on Facebook or Pinterest or where, but they actually made the sock into some kind of little sachet. They put some little fragrance beads and tied it off and put it in their drawer so it would make their drawer smell really good. So there are ways that you can repurpose socks, but if you don't want to do that, just get rid of them. Recycle them. Donate them if you have a pair of socks that you don't want. Like my daughter just went through all of her socks, and she probably had about 6 or 7 pair that she just didn't want anymore. So we put them in, and they looked perfectly fine, and we put them in the pile to donate. And then I was going through my son's drawer and noticed he had a pair of socks, both socks, with holes in the toe. How did I not catch that? So that's why it's important to go through your socks every, I would say 6 months. That's when I do it. And just get rid of the ones that don't match, have holes in it, or that you just don't wear. Number 9 is a problem for me too. And it would be pens, markers, highlighters, and anything that does not work, that writes. You guys, I don't know. Your socks walk off, and then the pens and stuff accumulate. I don't know what it is, but you can start out with one, or me, I can start out with one little section of pens, and then that goes to 2, and then that goes to 3, and I've got so many pens that I don't know what to do with. Some of them I don't like, some of them I don't like the way they write, and some of them just don't work. So I like to go through every couple of months and take my pens, get a piece of paper, and mark to see if they work. If they do work and I don't want them, I will put them in the donate pile because they still work, but I'm just not using them. If they don't work, I will recycle them. Number 10 is something that I definitely need to do, and I realized this before Christmas break. I was in my pantry trying to get a container to take to work. I kept pulling out a bottom, couldn't find a top. So I don't know, I had gone through these last year and everything that had a bottom had a top, but somehow some of them walked off again. So food containers with no matching part. So every bottom needs to have a lid. Every lid needs to have a bottom. And you guys, somehow I had all these that matched and now I don't. So I don't know if they maybe tore up during the year and I didn't go in the pantry and pull the matching set out. I'm not really sure. But it's always good to go through your food storage containers and make sure that you don't have random tops and no bottoms. So you want to make sure that you have a top and a bottom. Or if you don't have a top and you have another use for the bottom, definitely move it to the spot that you are going to use it. And those are the 10 things that you can get rid of now. In my household, I will be going through and I will be getting rid of all 10 of these things. So that should give you a good start for your decluttering in 2018. If this is a type of video that you would like to see me do a second video over, please let me know that because I will definitely share another one with you guys. So I hope you give me this video a thumbs up and I hope you subscribe if you haven't done so already. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and until next time, bye you guys.